Hey, what's up, guys? We're back with another NFL record prediction. Before I get started, make sure to smash the hell out of that like button, subscribe. Today, we're going to be predicting the New Orleans Saints record for 2021. Um, I got a lot to say about them. So, the Saints, a lot of question marks in my mind. First off, Jameis Winston, is he the answer? Is he going to be just a bridge quarterback? Is he going to be the long term answer and the franchise quarterback from here on out? Is Taysom Hill going to replace him midway through the season? We don't know. I'm going to predict this as if he's going to be a probably top 20 to 23 quarterback. I don't think he's going to be like a top of the league quarterback, but I don't think he's going to be down there among the Drew Locks, Daniel Jones, Teddy Bridgewaters of the league. But I do think what I'm more concerned about with the Saints is honestly their defense. And I know that sounds weird because the Saints typically have a really solid defense, but they lost a lot this offseason. One piece that really stuck out to me was last year, Janoris Jenkins was quietly a really good corner for these Saints. Even as the number two corner, he performed like, really on half of the other teams in the league. Probably would have been a number one corner. He played really well. And they lost him to the Tennessee Titans. They also lost Trey Hendrickson, who had was either 12 and a half or 13 and a half sacks last year. Played phenomenally. Another thing is Malcolm Jenkins is getting really old now. He's turning, I want to say 32 or 33. Demario Davis is starting to get a little bit older. Cam Jordan's starting to get a little bit older. I'm not sure if it's official yet, but I know Marshawn Lattimore is very likely to be suspended for at least a few games this season. I'm not sure the details on that yet, but word is he should be suspended for at least a couple games. So there's just a lot of question marks with this defense. Again, offense looks good. I think Alvin Kamara is a top 3 to 5 running back in the league. They have a top 5 offensive line. Michael Thomas is, in my mind, a top 5 wide receiver. Like, they've got good offensive pieces, and obviously Sean Payton, like, he's not gonna let this team fall below 8 wins. He's a good coach. But let's go ahead and jump into the actual record prediction. Week 1, I don't envision the Packers having Aaron Rodgers this year. That's a relationship that just seems like it's over, and in all honesty, I don't see the Packers doing too hot this year. I don't think their defense is really all that great, and just losing Aaron Rodgers, they're not gonna be that tough NFC team they normally are. Week 2, I actually have the Saints and Panthers splitting. I think the Panthers will win at home early in the season. Saints typically tend to kind of struggle a little bit early on in the season and then kind of start getting things rolling. So I think it's appropriate that the Panthers win early on and then the Saints win in week 17. Week 3, we have the Saints at Patriots. I think the Saints are actually going to surprise people and beat the Patriots. I think at this point it'll still be Cam Newton starting. I've got, as weird as it sounds, I've got questions about this Patriots defense. I'm really not all that high on their defensive line. Their linebackers are pretty old now too. Dante Hightower is, I want to say he's like 30 or 31. Might even be a little older than that actually. Stephon Gilmore, while I think he is normally one of the best corners in the league, he is getting a little bit or well, he's coming off a not so great season. He wasn't himself last year, and I don't know if he was injured and we didn't know it or what was going on, but he did not seem like himself last year. J.C. Jackson really impressed me though. He looks to really take a step forward, but overall, I think the Saints will end up winning that one. Week 4, we have the Giants at the Saints. Giants, I think, could have a solid team, especially with how good their secondary is going to be this year. However, I don't see them really going into New Orleans and getting a win here. I don't see it. Um, I do see the Washington football team snagging a win here. I think they could very possibly have the best defense in the NFL. They they're insanely fast. They've got some hard hitters. Their defensive line is, in my mind, the best in the league. They've got some really solid linebackers and secondary as well. Ron Rivera is a smart coach. I think Washington's gonna win that one. Week 7. I mean, at this point in the season, Russell Wilson usually still plays like an MVP quarterback. Um, and I think the trend's gonna continue this year. I think the Seahawks will end up winning that one, but wouldn't be surprised if the Saints came out with the win there. Week 8. So I'm actually gonna say this. I think the Saints will actually split with every team in the division. I know that's crazy, but yes, I really think the Saints will split with every team in the division. Um, this could be a more competitive division than we thought. I think the Bucks still own the division, but I mean, the Saints, Panthers, and honestly Falcons are relatively close to each other. I think this could be a really competitive division, so I think they split. Week 10, we have the Saints at the Titans. I'm gonna give this one to the Titans, I think, or yeah, I'm gonna give this one to the Titans. Derrick Henry, I think, will still just have a really big game against the Saints. The Saints' defensive line just doesn't look quite as good as it used to be, in all honesty. Um, Also, with their additions of Julio Jones and really, really still having A.J. Brown, like, this Titans team could be really, really nasty, and I think they could very well win the AFC South. I do think they'll go ahead and beat the Eagles, and kind of a shocker here, honestly. I think the Saints will manage to beat the Bills. Um, I think they're going to be really desperate for a playoff spot at this point in the season and know that this Bills game is a must win. I think they'll also cap it off by beating the Cowboys and the Saints. Or the Cowboys and the Jets. Sorry, they are the Saints. And then they're gonna lose to the Dolphins and finish actually with a 10-7 record. um, there's some games here I could actually see going either way. I could honestly see the Falcons possibly, or sorry, I could see the Saints possibly sweeping the Falcons. They could beat the Dolphins, in all honesty. Um, they could beat the Seahawks. There's some games here that could be reversed, but right now I see the Saints with a 10-7 record. Um, and I think this will be enough for them to get a wild card spot. I think the Bucks will still win the division, but right now I see both the Saints and the Carolina Panthers sliding into the playoffs, and there being 3 NFC South teams in the NFC this year, or in the NFC playoffs. So this should be a really exciting year for this division. But let me know your prediction in the comments section below. Again, please make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. Our next goal is 325 subscribers, so if you could really help me out with that goal, that would be insane. And I will see you next time. Later.